I remain Right Honorable Amara Iwuanyanwu, Deputy Speaker, 9th House of Assembly. Mr. Speaker, I commend the mover of this motion. But most importantly, Mr. Speaker, I commend you for presiding over the delivery of this motion. On the other paper, it made reference to the Channel's interview of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Imo State. It made reference to his composure during his television briefing on the affairs and the status of our dear state. Mr. Speaker, I commend the governor for a well-delivered speech on progress made so far in our dear state. I commend the governor for his disposition, his progressive mindedness of affairs within the state. Well, Mr. Speaker, today, on the other paper, you approved this particular motion to be slated. Because while watching the governor, I said, yes, it is good for him to tell the world what he has achieved, but it is not his duty. We are the representatives of our people in 27 local governments. We are witnesses to his actions and inactions in the states. We are witnesses to the progressiveness and the things he has done. So it is our duty to tell the world what the governor of Imo State has achieved. Today, Mr. Speaker, in your wisdom and in the wisdom of the mover of the motion, we are here to pass a vote of confidence to our dear governor, distinguished Senator Uzodinma, for what he has achieved in just 2 years in office. Because if we don't say this story, there is nobody else that can say it. Just last week, my younger brother, Philip Ejogu, was almost running ecstatic in Owerri North, at Charugo. He almost ran mad. He has never seen that type of thing since he was born. That was his statement, Mr. Speaker. He said if he could decamp that day, he would decamp. Mr. Speaker, I don't need to talk about the road. Everybody has mentioned about road here. Seeing is believing. We drive along Imo State. Imo State is like a project site. We are suffering and smiling because we know when it will be done, there will be smooth traffic everywhere. Nobody is complaining about the traffic because we can see the work going on. We can see where the money we approved in this hollow chamber is being utilized. Mr. Speaker, we don't need to talk about healthcare centers. There are 305 healthcare centers across every ward in the state. Work is being going on there as of today. Mr. Speaker, this man, Senator Uzodinma, make sure that every local government has an ambulance where you can even perform a mini surgery before getting to a proper hospital. Mr. Speaker, it is in place in every local government. We can confirm that. We don't need to talk about Institute Hospital. That place has been totally revitalized. The place has been revamped. Mr. Speaker, while we were in the dungeon of the rescue mission, for 11 years, we did not graduate any medical doctor. But our governor, the governor of Imo State, the people's governor, came here and we have graduated 3 sets of medical doctors in such a short time. Mr. Speaker, in healthcare, we are the least during the time of COVID for infection because we took precautionary measures. We made laws here that help the executive implement those measures. Mr. Speaker, and my colleagues have also spoken about the security challenges. The nightlife has resumed in Owerri. And I thank God that everybody can attest that the man took the bull by the horn. We do not negotiate with terrorists. And he made sure that he showed these people that the term Chief Security Officer of the state is not just by a term. He stood up and he worked for it, and he has shown that Dr. Uzodinma is the Chief Security Officer of Imo State. Mr. Speaker, in terms of youth empowerment, the governor himself, for the first time in entire Nigeria, brought together 15,000 youths, gave each and every one of them 250,000 starter packs. The youth of Imo State are in love with him. That is why on Valentine's Day, they all came together to tell him thank you for the love he has shown to them. And again, that day he reciprocated and empowered them again with telephones and even gave them 2 vehicles, a lottery. It has never been done in this state. Mr. Speaker, I've spoken about agriculture, but I want you to know that this state now has an approval in the Bank of Agriculture for billions of naira to come in. So our local governments are open to receive these funds. Mr. Speaker, in the area of sports, the governor has changed the narrative. Every concentration has been going to football. Today, Mr. Speaker, our cricket team is one of the best. Mr. Speaker, our badminton team is one of the best. Our basketball team has won awards. Heartland Queen is the third best in the country today. Our stadium has received a facelift. As I'm speaking to you, from the entrance of the gate to around the stadium, they have begun tying the roads. CCTVs have been placed all over the place. The seats of the stadium have been revamped and changed. And there's a world-class gym that has just been constructed and is going to be furnished from Thursday this week. For the first time, we have an Olympic-sized swimming pool, first of its kind southeast of the Niger, that can be used for competitions like Olympic competitions and other world-class competitions. This is just in the area of sports. Mr. Speaker, my colleagues have spoken about rural development in terms of the roads, the 135 kilometers. Mr. Speaker, Governor Hope has restored the dignity of the traditional institution. We were here when governors will invite traditional rulers to come and do march past. But today, the dignity of our traditional institutions have been restored. The dignity of an Eze and the Kingstone of every traditional institution has been restored in Imo State. And we thank him for that. We thank him for the educational sector, for the recovery of K.O. Mbadiwe University. We thank him also for the lands department in Imo State. We saw how we were practically daylight robbed of all our properties. But using due process, Mr. Speaker, he has been able to recover all these lands. And he is now implementing world-class policies that will help us not just to deal with land speculators, but proper real estate developers. Mr. Speaker, there are 1,001 reasons for us to pass a vote of confidence on the man, distinguished Senator Uzodinma. Today, we are working on an industrial park that is about to be set up in Uzodinma, Ibigwe oil field. That is a wonderful innovation of the governor of Imo State. The transportation sector, yet the other day, my brother Uzodinma and Eze Rioha, they went to inaugurate the Imo State Traffic Management Authority to work pari passu with the roads that the governor has done, removing all the shambles of roundabouts here and there, where he has put in street lights, and with these traffic management agencies, they will work together. For the first time, my people of Imo State from the Isopadek region will agree with me that their money is being utilized in those oil-producing areas. They have projects from hospital projects to road. This is because the governor of Imo State has decided to restore public confidence in governance. Mr. Speaker, lastly, the House of Assembly, which you preside. You came with good luck. We have been talking about renovating our House of Assembly, but you know, as the last Speaker of the 9th House of Assembly, and with that luck of yours that came, the governor has answered to our call. And we are going to be presiding in the next few months in the best House of Assembly complex in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, there's no need to put this thing into vote. The governor deserves and truly deserves our vote of confidence. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.